Hello and welcome back to another video, and today I have Nic Jung over here with me on the channel, and well, he's going to be showing us his SALAMANGREAT deck profile. Obviously he has been playing SALAMANGREAT for like over a couple of years now, and he's one of the best Sal players I know. So without further ado, be sure to smash the button and comment down below what you guys think of his deck, and let's get right into the video.
So we're playing Solid, so we're playing Triple Flame Buffalo. Everyone knows what it does. It's the best normal summon. It's so resilient. You bounce it, you banish it, or you just link it off into Bailings, and then you can chain block. So it's really good. It gets you into your engine. And then we're playing Gazelle and Friends. So we play 2 Foxy, 2 Spinny, 1 Falco, 1 Jack. It's essentially like very minimal engine. You bump up the Foxy and Spinny count because you want to play your rank 3 engine. So that's why you also play Sea Archiver and Reclusia. That just gets you access to Stalio much quicker. And then and then you also play Prohibit Snake. Just helps out Winda, things like that. And then these are how you play around Nibiru. So you play Ibli. So basically, if you don't know what it does, is when it gets sent to grave from field, you get to summon it to your opponent's field, and you cannot special summon except for links. So unless you're playing against a mirror, there's no link 1 that can go from this, and because your opponent can't special except for links, you can't get Nibiru. So if you open your turn and you summon this to your opponent's field, it's going to stop, Valor, or not Valor, Imperm and Nibiru, so it's very strong. And then that's why you play extenders like Spinny and Sea Archiver and Reclusia, so that you can get into your Gazelle and Sunlight Wolf.
Quick question though. Yeah. So for Prohibit Snake, actually, I know a lot of people wouldn't know what that card is. Do you mind like telling them?
Yeah. So it's just so it's when a Cyber Slink monster battles at the start of damage step, you can send it to grave from hand, and then it bounces the attacking monster. Also, if a Link monster that you control destroys a monster by battle, you get to banish any card in your graveyard and add a Cyber to your hand. So you can actually just reoccur this. So that's why you only play 1. It's also a Cyber, so you can pitch it off Buffalo, and then obviously if you really need to, you can make Bailings with it. So it's still like a strong card.
All right, cool.
And the biggest thing that it outs is Winda, because you just
yeah,
exactly.
Awesome.
And then you play hand traps. So 3 Ash. You have to play 3 Ash in Sala. You just add it back every turn. Play 2 Ghost Spell. Stops things like IDP.
Yep.
As well as good. It's very good in the Drytron matchup. And then you play 3 Droll again for the Drytron matchup. And I'm maining it, but obviously this hand trap ratio you can kind of play around with. You can play like Nibiru's, Imperms. It's really up to your personal preference. But I found that this is a good lineup.
Awesome.
And then you play the Sanctuary. So it's actually very important in the end board if you have Ibli, because it actually has a battle phase effect where if a Link monster that you control battles, you can pay 1,000, make that Link monster 0, and then you gain that Link monster's attack to your life. So what people will normally try to do is they'll try to crash your Ibli. Their Ibli into one of your monsters so that they can summon, but then you use Sanctuary effect to make the attacking like the target that they attack 0, so they don't destroy. Exactly.
Awesome.
So that's why it's like a soft Ibli lock. People play it in like the Code Talker build, but that is more impervious to Imperm. You only really need these 2, so I just splashed it in. This is like a tech that I started. You can see like previous deck profiles that I was the first one to really main deck this card to stop Nibiru. It's the main thing.
So like you could say though that what's it called? Sanctuary is even better in your deck than other Sal decks, right?
Yeah, of course, because the battle phase effect becomes relevant, and obviously it stops your opponent. It's a lock.
Alright, yeah.
You play 1 Will. As you saw, you only play like 6 or 8 solid names, so you don't need to max out on it. There are other builds that have a higher solid count, which would make sense to bump this up, but for my build, you just need the 1.
Yeah.
And then consistency, 3 Sign and Mining, Circle, best card, and then 3 Desires. You just want to see your pieces. Usually you want to Desires after you get the field spell out of the deck. you can play without Gazelle, that's easy mode, but playing out without the field spell, it makes it a little bit harder, so that's why you want to at least make your Balings and then search it before you Desires, and then you want to Desires into like your power cards. So I'm playing, and you play Call by the Grave so that you can let all of these resolve against Ash or against Troll. And then the power cards that you want to draw are obviously the traps, so you play 2 Rage, 2 Roar, 2 Strike, 1 Order, and 2 Warlords. So what you want to set up is your Ibli with the Rage. That's like your minimum setup, because you have Ibli, the field spell, obviously, and Rage. With a bare minimum, it'll be a relinked Balings, so that your opponent can't crash because you have the field spell, and then whatever they normal summon to make a link to, you're just gonna pop that normal summon, and then after that, because they don't have a normal summon and they can't special except for links, they're usually like locked out of summoning, and then again the battle phase you can't crash. So that's like the main kind of end board. The minimal end board, obviously you can extend, if you have like, if you have a Spinny, if you have a Sea Archiver, you can make Sunlight Wolf, and obviously once you set up that board, you activate Desires and hopefully you draw into like another one of these power cards. So that's the main idea. You can also do it with Rivalry, because again, unless you're playing in the mirror, no one's really playing Cybers. So you could either do Rivalry in standby or Rage. It effectively does the same thing. It's like a summon lock, it's a soft lock. And then that's why I play Rivalry instead of Gozen, because Gozen, like there's a lot of dark decks. But Rivalry, there's not a lot of cyber sex except for the Ignister, which doesn't play Lingeribo. So again, it's just they have to normal summon something in order for them to be able to play. That's when obviously Rivalry isn't that good, but that's why you want to prioritize Rage.
Alright, pretty spicy.
So extra deck, it's pretty standard. So you play 3 Bale, never play 2, you have to play 3. 3 Sunlight Wolf, self-explanatory. This is the main core, like the main part of the deck. I don't play Heat Leo, but instead I do play the 1 Heat. I kind of explained this in a previous profile. Because Heat Leo, you really get the benefit when you play 2, and because the extra deck is a little bit tight, and you'll see why. When you go into Phoenix, you can pop a back row with 2 monsters and a discard, so that's 3. And Heat Leo, same thing, it's 3 monsters, but in order to get the better value, you need to make an extra deck spot, and then you can remove 2 back row for 3 cards, but you can't do that with just the 1 spot, so that's why I play Phoenix. And then obviously if it's Cold, you can draw, so technically it's not 3 cards, or 3 cards to get rid of a back row, it's 2, so it's like the math behind it. And then you play Hita, just for those turns that you brick a little. Also, it comes up where you can summon back an Ash to the zone, and if you have Sea Archiver, you can special it, and then you can make Stalio with that. So it does come up. It's also like your only other out to like Village, so some like those obscure things, and then also it lets you go into Sunlight Wolf if you get to Kobold. So you just need a normal summon a non-Cybers, and then make this, summon a fire, and then you can make Sunlight Wolf, so at least you have your engine, so that's why you play this. And then you play like the Cybers engine, the standard, great. Like these 3 are mandatory, this is kind of flex, but because I play Ibli and Buffalo, the summon effect from Grave, even though it negates the effect, when you link off into say Transcode or something else, you still get the Ibli effect or the Buffalo effect still, so that's why it's really good to play. And then the one kind of extra flex spot is I play Borreload, and you usually make it game 2s and 3s because of your side, and then obviously you play Stalio and then the 1 Dweller. Again, you don't play that many level 4, so you don't really need to play too much. Like if you notice, I don't play Parallel Exceed because you can't brick on it, and you'd rather just see like power cards like the traps. But Dweller is very good in certain matchups. Like if you make it against like a Drytron board, after you break it, it's like they can't really play. So that's why that's the extra deck. And then side.
Alright.
So you play 2 Gamma Steel just to get rid of like problematic cards like Dragoon. You play the 1 Peril for time, just because like that's what you have to do these days. And then your back row removal. Right, so you play 3 evenly, the Duster, and the 2 Cosmic. I might change this to Twin, just because there's a lot of Rogue at my locals. And then you play 3 Nibiru. You kind of have to play this card either in your main or side. I chose to side it. It's just you just have to play it at this point. And then I play 3 Dark Ruler. So this is the card that I mentioned about the Borreload. It's a pretty old play, but it's well known. Sorry, but if you go Update Jammer Borreload, you can basically take two negates that your opponent plays. So let's say you're playing against a full combo board, you can Dark Ruler it. And then if you go Update Jammer Borreload, you can take 2 of their negates. So you can take like a Dragoon is like the main thing that you would want to take, and then that way you have a Dragoon on your field with the Borreload. So that's very powerful. So that's why I play. That's why I play the Borreload, because I play Dark Ruler, just because it lets you, because of the battle phase effect, you're not killing them, so you're not going to make access code.
Yeah.
But to break the board, you make Update Jammer Borreload, and then you just take their negates.
Awesome. Is that it?
That's everything.
Alright, thank you so much for the deck profile. Once again, shout out to Nic Jung over here with his absolutely insane style deck profile. And before I end the video, I just want to say quick shout out to Chase over here. Just pulled a Ready Fusion. That's pretty insane. But regardless, yeah, thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed. If you did, be sure to smash like button and comment down below what you guys think of his deck. And of course, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Alright guys, peace.